welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be playing PC Building Simulator 2 once again. Today we will be building a PC. We're going to be doing a PC stuff. So, basically today we're going to be making a PC that's the worst. So like we're going to have like really underperforming CPU, like the worst CPU cooler, like the worst memory, just like really old stuff, to be fair. Like old stuff that no one really likes, no one really wants in this day and age, and just something that's just really slow and can't run much. So, uh, let's just start off with the CPU. So CPU, we're probably gonna find the worst CPU in the cheapest section, and my thought is gonna be Celatron. We're gonna buy one of these 20 to $30 CPU. So we could buy like a $20 G5900, which we could use, but why buy this when we could buy the Celatron G3900 when it's also $20, but it's also slower by 700 mega transfers. So let's buy this. Uh, yeah, buy one of these Celatron. Now CPU cooler, there's there's not really too bad of a CPU cooler. We could just buy one of these generic back plates, but it really doesn't help the cooling, and it's just for looks. So let's just find the worst airflow one, and we could call that the worst one. So we have airflow on these are 30 CFM, cubic feet meters, I think. But we could buy one of these, but it's way too, like, it's too cheap, and its performance is too good. So we're gonna buy one of these, the Arctic Alpine passive cooler, which it is gonna sound a lot better. There's not gonna be a lot of noise, but it is gonna be a lot slower. So motherboard, we can't really haggle with it too much, since we just gotta buy a motherboard that just fits our chipset. Which for this, it's gonna be Kirby Lake or where's motherboard types? No, branding, socket. Alright, so we gotta buy Kirby Lake or Sky Lake. So one of these two, and let's just check out both of them. So this is the lowest to highest, and we're just gonna find the motherboard that could handle the least amount of RAM, like the lowest RAM speed. So for the cheapest one, we could have one that goes up to 2600 mega transfers. But if we look over here, the $170 one, there is 2400 mega transfers, which is a lot slower, and in this video it's a lot better, and it has RGB too, so it's cooler. So let's buy that. Okay, let's just go straight down, and in this case we just have the Montreal Value Supreme 4 gigabytes. This is just the lowest performing RAM, and it doesn't even have a heatsink, so that's how you know it's not too fast. But now we could buy a GPU. Now GPU, let's just go with the lowest frequency and the lowest memory. So we're here with these three GPUs, and the lowest one is the RFL Radeon R9 280 GR8 3 GB edition, and it's 933 mega transfers, and the memory is 1250, and it's 200 watts too, so it consumes quite a lot of power. So let's throw one of these in our cart, and SSD. Now I could just go with the slowest one in the smallest size, but for the sake of this video, and for like when we get the PC and we want to like do some benchmarks on it, I'm just gonna get a faster one since it's gonna save a lot of time. So let's just skip this part. And power, we could just get the lowest wattage one and the lowest rated one. which is probably these Power King 130s. So I get a 351 and see how that works. And also the case, it doesn't really matter since like it's just a case and it just stores it. So I'm just gonna like get a benchmark since it's like unbiased and it's also the most expensive one. It's not the most expensive one, but it is up there. And I may have potentially not have unlocked it yet, which is an issue, but it's fine. We could just use a Silverstone CS3 381, which I've never used before. So let's buy it. What can go wrong? And this fans, we just get the lowest one again. And it's all 25. This is for 90 though. Let's get the Co-Link PWM 120. It has a 35 CFM, which is below what these are worth, and it's also cheaper, but in my opinion it does also look a bit better. So our total comes to 875, $100 for shipping, and let's see what we're working with. It's right here. Alright, so we're working with like a what's it called? This is like a server rack, and let's hope that we can fit everything. Where do we put the motherboard is my question. Let's open the panels. Yeah, this is like a server rack, so it's not really made to do PC stuff. So it does make it probably one of the lower tier motherboard. I mean cases, since we could barely fit our motherboard while removing the storage racks, and we just gotta like manually just go in there, dig it up. And also, this was $300, so it's an expensive case. Expensive case for what we get for it. Let's install the Intel Celeron, and let's also put some thermal paste on top. And then now we just put the CPU cooler, and we should just be fine with the GPU installing and the SSD. Alright, it just pulled my camera out really far, but it's still fine. Let me just unlock all of these PCIe slots. Throw that in. Put the power supply in there, and all our power supplies don't fit. So indirectly, we gotta buy a new power supply. Let me make sure I get the right one this time. Silverstone C8. Okay. Silverstone. Alright, so this needs a SFX power, like size power supply. Let's find one and throw it in. SFX. Okay. We could just. I'll just go off of which brand I know and which one I don't. And I'm not really too familiar with Silverstone or FSP. I know Fractal Design, Silverstone, Cooler Master, and like this is a case and a water block maker. I know that for sure. I bought from them before. So let's just get the Silverstone one, since it's also in the branding of this case. So let's put this in somewhere. There you go. And it somehow just fits in there. And I also wanted lights. So we might have a little issue with the fans and like just like how much power we can draw, but we should be fine. So we could put 4 fans in here, which is pretty sweet in my opinion. Let's close this panel, put the PCIe slots back in. PS. Let's lock it back up and we could boot it up for some tests. Actually, I'll start booting up now so that the video isn't too long. But USB drive, insert. And now I just put the last PCIe cover. Actually, no, the PCIe lock. And the top panel. And to be real, this one, it isn't looking too bad. I like the RGB in it, which looks pretty sweet. And yeah, the motherboard, I don't really see it, but I don't care for it too much. But let's do benchmarks on. Let's just do a 3D mark today. Nothing too crazy. And we're getting 14.1 frames, and considering this, it's probably gonna take a while, and I'm just gonna look at the benchmarks for the GPU and just see what we could do, because I don't want to make you guys wait for the score. And yeah, let's hope I go. So we have this one, the 7550 Ti. So we're expected to get like, but definitely not above. Actually, extra 3 GB. So this is the 3 GB version. So we're expected to get like 2019, and CPU wise we gotta go all the way down. And we're gonna get 879. So in total around 3000, meaning our score is gonna be 1500, which is definitely not good. And considering our high score is 31,824, it would be like 20 times the score. So yeah, so this is gonna be the end of this video. This is a PC, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any suggestions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll hopefully do them. Well, I'll probably do them, but yeah. I'll see you guys, and have a good day.